The history books give us a date for the beginning and a date for the end. But war is never that simple or precise. The beginning began long before the start. And the end? Does a fight against evil of that intensity ever really finish? Experience teaches us that memory lane can be a dangerous path, pitted with cracks that can never be filled, that can trip the fragile process of recollection and send us stumbling arse over head until we wish we'd never started and listened to a Tina Turner tape instead. (1941). Those gentler, more deadly days, long before the advent of silicone implants and pot noodles. Days when the sword proved mightier than the pen, and the sky was haunted. The young, in their exuberance, made molehills out of mountains, whilst bishops exhorted the Almighty to deliver us victory, too frightened to admit that the enemy prayed to the same God. But life, in its way, went on.
No, Archie. Not here in the open. I don't feel private.
Oh, don't worry, there's no one else around. It's just us two. It's almost as if you were the only girl in the world and I was the only boy. I'll get down. Get down! It's all right, no need to panic. It's one of ours. I think he's from Hornchurch.
I'll give him silly buggery Hornchurch when I get my hands on him. Can't you have him arrested?
Arrested?
You're supposed to be the squadron leader.
It's all right, pal. I'll have him shot this afternoon. In the meantime, let's not spoil the mood.
Bugger the mood. Look at the state of my blouse.
Well, not to worry. You work in a laundry. Just stick it in the machine. Here, I'll have it.
What about my hair? I can't stick my head in the machine, can I?
No. Pity.
The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. Fly-die, 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 fly-die. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. Fly-die, 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 fly-die. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. The Blackbird flew to with the fly, fly. Fly-die, 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 fly-die. Flutie. Flutie.
Archie, afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. What's the Hornchurch plane doing here?
Oh, I sent your new chap. What's his name?
Burns, sir.
Yes, him. I sent him over this morning to pick her up. Replace the one you scratched up a bit last month.
You've got twigs and leaves on your uniform, Squadron Leader. Yes, I've just returned from a nature study, sir.
Nature study? There is a war on, Bunting.
Oh, is that what it is? I wondered why the Luftwaffe kept shooting my planes down and bombing the shite out of the country.
Look here, Bunting. You're not in some mill town with your whippets and your racing pigeons now, you know.
Oh, do stop it. It's bad enough with these Germans carrying on without you two joining in.
What brings you up here, Cyril?
I just wanted a word with the chaps.
It wouldn't have anything to do with night patrols, would it?
Who mentioned night patrols?
It's a full moon tonight. We always used to go up on full moons.
Now, the CO hasn't said a word about night patrols, Bunting.
What Cyril?
Hello, Charlie. How's your mother?
She's very well, thank you.
Good, good, good. Give her my regards, will you?
What's all this Watto Cyril?
He's a family friend, for Pete's sake.
I hate you knobs. Watto bloody Cyril?
Just bowl the ruddy ball, Cappy, and stop irritating.
Watto
Got to put my cheaters on.
Oh, jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Oh, those weepers, I'd hypnotize. Where did you get those eyes?
Attention!
Evening, chaps.
Cup of tea, sir.
No, thank you.
Max.
Yes, that's right. I've a little announcement to make, so if you'd all be so kind as to bear with me.
Listen carefully to what Group Captain Barker has to say.
Oh, thank you, Tully.
Sir?
Well, as you know, there will be a full moon tonight, and the intelligence chaps are expecting quite a party of our chums from across the channel to pay us a visit, so consequently, I'm putting the squadron on night patrol standing.
Sir, it was only 6 weeks ago that you told us you'd be putting an end to night patrol for good.
Yes, I did, but you see, Dougal, in a funny old sort of a way, I lied. What I mean is that my request to the Air Ministry was refused. The target tonight will most probably be London. Probably.
Sorry.
We're on night patrol.
Oh, heck, I thought we weren't doing that anymore.
We're on night patrol. I ain't, Barker!
Shall I put him on a charge, sir?
No, Tully, it's perfectly understandable.
Lying bastard!
This isn't an order that gives me a great deal of pleasure. I think you know my feelings on night flying, particularly in planes, Spitfires.
I've never seen the point of it. It's like looking for a moth in Waterloo Station in a blackout.
Aye. You can never find the bastards.
According to my records, in the last year, this squadron has destroyed 3 Luftwaffe bombers during night action.
Yes, and we lost 7 men.
Yes, well, there is a war, aren't you?
So?
Well, that's all. Thank you. Good luck. Yes, hang on.
So, here we go again. Up into the wide black yonder.
Aye. Just us and the sodden bats, sir. How much night combat experience have you had, Robbie?
Me? Altogether, none.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, that's enough. We're on night duty and all the whining in the world isn't going to alter the situation. Robbie, I hear you brought the new plane in from Hornchurch today.
Yes, sir. I took her through her paces. Some stall dives, bit of low-level flying.
Low level, about 7 foot over Bluebell Woods. You were taking the heads off dandelions. I was in those woods, Robbie, my boy, in the company of a young lady.
Oh, Robbie, you don't fly over those woods. That's a skipper's mating ground.
I'm sorry, Skip. I didn't know. I was just trying to give her a thorough testing.
What do you think I was doing?
I didn't know. What's he so ratty about?
You got a girlfriend, Robbie?
No.
No, it's a first time for everything, Robbie. You'll find that night combat and love are very similar. They can both be exciting. You can't normally see a lot. You always fancy a good fry-up when it's over.
In my experience, the only difference is the Germans stay with you longer.
Love's a bizarre old thing, isn't it?
Well, it is if you're lucky.
Wait a minute, Charlie. Were you just going to tell us something about you and the Honourable Daphne?
No, I was not. That's personal. Daphne and I are just close.
I've seen her in a jodhpurs. She's got a wonderful set of strong thighs on her. Real rib crackers.
Yes, and she's a jolly nice girl as well.
Well, during the last war, my father was in the army. And one day, as a sign of his love and, well, drinking too much cheap wine, he had my mother's name tattooed on a very peculiar part of his anatomy.
Honestly? Gosh, brave man.
Brave tattooist. What did it say?
Gwendolyn. Well, it was Gwen in the winter.
Skip, would you have your girlfriend's name tattooed there?
That wouldn't bother me, but I don't think Dougal's father would be too pleased.
No, what I meant was, would you have...
Denny, he was safe. Hey, listen to me. Do not argue with me. The guy was out.
Absolutely not. Anyways, how come you're the umpire?
Because I'm the toughest. Or do you want to discuss it in more detail?
That's okay, Denny. The umpire's decision is final. If he's out, he's out.
Hey, Arthur! You playing or what? No! I'm trying to listen to radio, so shut up, Denny!
Why do you have to marry a guy with such a big mouth? You could have gone with that boy from Canal Street, a nice, quiet kid.
Quiet. He had his voice box surgically removed.
Yeah, well, he still talks more sense than that peck-and-brain husband of yours.
Thomas!
We now bring you a report from our war correspondent, Rod Parker.
Shh!
The knowledge that tonight there will be a full moon sends shivers down the spines of the civilians and military personnel who remain in the beleaguered cities of Great Britain. From
Hey,
Glasgow to
I'm trying to listen here. Why don't someone feed it?
prepare themselves for another night
He's
at
hungry.
bombardment from the Luftwaffe.
Okay, baby. Mama's coming.
Widespread.
Hey, don't breastfeed it here. I got mayonnaise in the sandwich.
Go bowl your head, Herschel.
London bore the brunt of the
Thomas!
suffering.
Yeah, I'm coming.
The attack on the Capitol.
Shut up!
7:30, and in the company of an anti-aircraft
switch that thing off, Herschel.
eyewitness intermittent firebomb
It's a report about the war. They bombed London again last night.
For 3
The
hours
Glee Club
after
did.
the raid began,
What do you mean who did? The Nazis did.
Why are you so interested in this stupid little war? It's between the Limeys and the Krauts.
One
Been
German
fighting
bomber
like this for
dropped
1,000
below the
years.
safety of their 10,000-foot ceiling.
They like it.
It's got nothing to do with us, Herschel. They're civilized people. If they want to kill each other, let them.
The observer took
They're doing no one any harm.
They invaded Poland.
So?
You were born in Poland.
But I left.
Yeah, but you still got family there.
I never got along with them. My friend Jerry Finkel says all this crap about the Gestapo and the special camps is just British propaganda.
Jerry should know. He works for the press.
He drives a truck for the New York Times.
He knows what he's talking about. You go to the movies, you see the news.
Oh, not the one-raid crap again.
Yeah, the one-raid crap again. Jerry told me the Germans have bombed London only once.
Once? They've been bombing them night and day for the last year and a half.
No. What you see on the movie, Tone, is that same raid, but taken from different cameras.
Oh, boy. I think I'll talk to the dog. I might get a more intelligent conversation. Look, Pop. This thing ain't just gonna go away by pretending it's not there. Before it's through, the whole world's gonna be involved. And if America don't do something, then sooner or later this war's gonna come knocking on our door. And what are you gonna say to the Gestapo, huh? You're gonna tell them, go away, because Jerry Finkler says you're not real. Boy, you are some dumbass.
Yeah? And you're a chip off the old block.
Yeah.
What?
What's wrong with that boy?
There's a lot of them like it these days. They think this war thing is exciting.
During the Great War, most of our village fought in the Russian army against the Germans. I seen them come home, legs and arms missing, deaf, blind. What I'm saying was, it wasn't a million laughs. That old damn thing's starting again. The French have a word for it.
Deja vu.
Yeah, but what do the French call it?
Dunno. Do you want coffee?
Yeah. I'm scared, Ruby. I don't want my boy going off to no war.
America's not gonna join in this war. The president told us so. Besides, like Jerry Finkler said, nothing's really happening over there.
Prepare to break. Robbie, stay with Dougal as long as you can. Individual attack, pick your targets. Good luck, everyone. Break formation. Go! All right, Archie. Let's go take a look-see. Roger that, Dougal. Steady, Max. Steady. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those eyes?
This is Rod Parker reporting from London. The first wave of German bombers struck London this evening at 10:45 local time. There appeared to be somewhere in the region.
Where are we going tonight, Denny?
Bombers.
I don't know.
The Luftwaffe
We could go
Armada
ice
was picked up
skating
early by British
or the movies.
I don't care. Hey, what are you doing? I was listening to that report.
Well, why don't we just play some music?
Why don't you just shut your mouth?
Yeah, right.
The skies above London were clear and lit by the full moon, and I could see the aerial dogfights ensuing. I saw only one British fighter shot down. It was later confirmed that the pilot had been killed.
Snow is snowing, the wind is blowing, but I can weather the
No, no further than that.
Okay, I promise.
You know the rules, Archie. Not even supposed to be in your quarters.
Don't worry, Brandon, I won't tell anyone.
Leave them alone.
What the hell's that for?
Would you be doing that if my father was here?
Well, of course I wouldn't.
Well, then.
Well, then what?
You know what I mean? Almost surrendered just now.
So did I, but I don't feel guilty about it.
Don't tell that to my father.
God, you and your father. Look, would you like to dance?
No. It leads to things. My father keeps asking if we're ever going to win this war.
Tell him we haven't got a snowball's chance in hell.
Is that true?
No, I just want to worry him. I don't know what the outcome will be. You know the situation as well as I do.
No, I don't. I just answer the telephones in this place.
Hitler's got all of Europe and most of Russia. And the Japanese are halfway to India. The best thing we can do is to pray that the enemy makes a mistake.
What kind of mistake?
I don't mean a little mistake, tactical error or something like that. I mean a really stupid mistake. But I can't see them doing that, can you? That's why we have to live for today, Bronwyn. And let tomorrow take care of itself. No. I'm off duty. Goodbye.
Skip, it's me, Charlie.
I proposed to Daphne and she's accepted.
We set the date for next June.
Wonderful news, Charlie. Couldn't be more pleased. Tell me about it tomorrow. Bye.
Hang on, Skip. The thing is...
I was wondering whether you'd be my best man.
Oh. Well, that's very nice of you, Charlie. I'm flattered. Why don't you wait till closer to the date before deciding on a best man?
Oh, you don't have to worry about meeting my relatives. They're not snobs. What I mean is, they wouldn't care tuppence that you're a grammar school boy.
I told my mother that your parents owned a...
Butcher shop in Rochdale, and she hardly flinched.
Well, that's very reassuring. The point I was about to make was your wedding's in June. That's 6 months away. Things can alter an awful lot in 6 months.
Well, I won't change my mind if
That's what you mean?
No, I mean, what are the odds on both of us still being alive?
Oh. Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I'm not a gambling man.
But I am. And I wouldn't put a bent halfpenny on it. So wait till you're closer to the date, eh?
Yes, of course. But if you're not dead next June?
I'd be honoured.
Thanks, Skip. Bye for now.
Bye, Charlie. Bronwyn? Is everything all right?
What'll happen to me if Hitler invades?
Well, I don't know. They'll most probably put you in a love camp.
A what?
It's for the furtherance of the master race. They have these camps where babies are produced. A bit like Butlins, only free.
And what about you?
No, I'd never be that lucky. You see, Bronwyn, that's why we must cherish every precious moment we can grab from this nightmare. And not worry about your father. I mean, how long have we been seeing each other?
This is our second date.
Well, there you are, you see. It'll be Christmas in just over a fortnight. For all I know, I might not even be here.
No, but I will.
This is no time for selfishness, Bronwyn.
RAF Lichmere. I'm not supposed to be in your quarters.
Hello?
Archie, I wasn't sure if it was you. You sounded rather Welsh.
No, it's me, all right. So what can I do for you?
Have you heard about Pearl Harbor?
That's not the girl from the laundry, is it?
It's an American naval base in Honolulu.
The Japanese have bombed it.
They've done what?
They've destroyed the entire American Pacific Fleet.
You still there, Archie?
Yes. Thanks for letting me know, sir.
What's wrong, Archie?
Bronwyn, you remember that really stupid mistake we were praying for?
Emperor Hirohito and his buddy Adolf Hitler thought they'd caught Uncle Sam napping, but once again, they were wrong. Within hours of the president signing the declaration of war, America's youth was rushing to volunteer and show them they'd made a mistake. And oh boy, what a mistake. The United States military machine swung into action. Tanks and ships rolled off the production line like bowling balls in an alley, and training camps across our great country became filled with men ready and eager to do their duty. Soon our armies were sailing the mighty oceans to foreign lands, preparing to take the enemy on in their own backyards. Next, it will be the turn of our airmen. For all over England's green fields, American air bases are sprouting like corn in the Kansas sunshine, ready for our brave young flyboys to take the war right into the heart of Hitler's Germany. And what happens when our Yankee Doodle dandies meet the British Bulldogs? Why, they receive a good old-fashioned limey welcome.
Hello?
That's the spirit, General. The spirit that's gonna win this war.
I'll tell you something I have done, which you will never do. I've flown fighters. I pulled G's more times than you pulled your pecker.
Yeah, the training camp in Nevada, big deal. Hey, Al, weren't you at the same camp as Rayner?
Yeah, I was in the same training camp as Rayner. Let me tell you, he didn't fly no fighters. He was on a trainer, right? Which means somebody else flies, and all Rayner did was take in the views.
Look, pretty boy, at least I did it, which is a lot more than can be said for you. You're too busy looking in the mirror. The CO said I was a natural fighter pilot.
So why'd they kick you out?
I didn't get kicked out. I asked to be transferred to bombers.
And why did you do that, Rayner? Explain the thinking behind that decision, which must have come as a body blow to everyone at the White House.
Bombers go all the way to Krautsville. That's where I want to be, smack bang in the middle of the action.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure if Hitler knew you were coming, he'd surrender right now.
Oh, what have we here? The skinny bean bandit's just woken up from his siesta. I don't even know what you're doing here, Ramaz. This is an American squadron.
I'm an American citizen.
I'm an American citizen. Put a paunch over your head. Remember the Alamo.
Knock it off, Rayner.
Hey! No, wait!
Cut it out! Save your fighting until you're over Berlin. Sit down. One of you is missing.
That'd be Lieutenant Riley, sir. He went into town this morning, and I guess he got lost.
Which one's Riley?
He's the navigator, sir.
Let me ask you boys a question. Are you ready to die?
Well, it wasn't part of our immediate strategy, sir.
Well, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. Unless you boys wise up and take notice of what I've been telling you. You're a bunch of know-nothing, 5-buck heroes. You think you know everything? You think you're a bunch of wise guys? Well, I used to think like that when I was younger. But I learned the hard way. Now, we've only been training for a couple of days. But this crew has already proved itself to be the stupidest bunch of jerks I ever had the misfortune to teach. That's why you're the only crew here this morning. You want to act like big kids? Now I'll treat you like big kids. This is your detention. Now, let me tell you what it's going to be on your first mission. You're at 30,000 feet. It's 12 below zero. You're praying that your electric warm suit or your oxygen line doesn't foul up. You're searching the sky for the enemy. You don't know he's there, but he's there, all right. Then they come out of the clouds and take a closer look at you. Messerschmitts 109s, Focke-Wulfs 190s. They circle you like sharks, just out of range of your gun. They're waiting for that plane to break formation. That plane that's got mechanical problems and falls behind. And then they hit you. 3 or 4 of them swooping down over the sun, and they cut you to ribbons in a matter of seconds. And what are you gonna do about it?
We'll shoot back, Cap.
You'll shoot back. Okay. But you won't hit diddly squat. Because you're the lousiest goddamn gunners in the 8th Army Air Force. And as from tomorrow, you're all on double target practice. I don't want mistakes. Mistakes cost lives. Think before you act. Be ready for the unexpected. Because if you think it's tough training down here, it's a hell of a lot tougher up there. Shit.
And from over the sea flew those culvers of war, from the land of the free to a faraway shore. From Maine and Missouri, Spokane and Key West, they came with old glory and fire in their breast. But one in particular arrived from New York, with his nasal vernacular and jitterbug talk. He came with the fly boys, the GIs and guards, with a courage unbounded and a marked deck of cards.
Shoot. Do I win again? Yeah, wise guy, you win again.
You're certainly a lucky player, Lenko.
Yeah, luckiest damn player I ever met. It's called skill.
Hey, you jerks. Cut the chatter.
Tin Hut!
Seated. The reason I called this briefing is to announce an important change of plan. As you know, you were due to leave Reykjavik and arrive in England on July 1st. The good news is that your base here at Wolmer's Heath, Norfolk, has become operational 2 weeks ahead of schedule. That means that you will be leaving at 0600 hours tomorrow morning. Now, before you go...
Let's get one thing clear. You boys got nothing to worry about, as long as you listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Fought for 2.5 years in the First World War. Captured twice, shot down 12 times. Lost 2 toes, my knee, and my right forearm.
Thank you. Captain Murphy will be lecturing you on defensive tactics. On my left, we have Major General Collis, who would like to have a few words with you. Major General?
At ease, men. I am Major General James Curtis Collis, and I am head of the United States Army Air Force Public Relations Bureau with the ETO. Because of this change of plan, you have the honor of being the first United States squadron to arrive in Britain. Now, I cannot emphasize to you enough the importance of us cultivating good relations with the people of Great Britain.
It's not easy. I've met them.
Thank you, Captain. Undoubtedly, compared to the American culture, you will find the British to be a quiet and reserved race. Now, one area you must be careful of is language. Now, we in America use a lot of colorful words in everyday conversation, which are socially acceptable. In Britain, that may not apply. Let me give you a couple examples. Let's say you cut your finger on a penknife or a piece of broken glass. It's perfectly acceptable to say to a British person, "Look, I have a bloody finger," because that is an accurate description of your predicament. But it is not acceptable if you should be exiting a public library to say to a perfect stranger, "Look, I have a bloody book." Oh, the same applies to the word sod. Now, this word has two meanings. One, it's a small clump of earth. Two, it's an Anglo-Saxon invective. Now, it's perfectly okay to say to a farmer, "Excuse me, sir, I see you have a clump of sod stuck to the bottom of your boot." But it is not acceptable to say, "Excuse me, could you direct me the way to Buckingham Palace, you sod?" Well, there you have it. I hope that's cleared up any doubts you may have been harboring. Your commander in Norfolk is Colonel Hewitt. Now, I wish you all a good flight, and I wish you all a good war. God bless America.
God bless America. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Look at it. It's bloody disgraceful. The drunken sots. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. Have you ever seen anything like it, Butler?
Not since my early days in Africa, madam.
Young thugs in uniform. That's all they are. And who has to clear up the mess?
You do, madam.
I do. Daisy, I want all this cleared.
Yes, madam.
Where is Squadron Leader Bunting?
I believe the young gentleman is breakfasting, madam.
Well, tell him to be quick about it and show him the door. And tell him to take that thing with him.
Immediately, madam.
Well, hurry, Butler!
Yes, madam.
Daisy, what are you doing, you lazy girl?
The radar beacon at Nettleton has been hit, sir, and Daventry.
Good God. How long till their operation?
Radar at Bard Hills down as well, sir.
Have we any idea where the Germans are now?
No sightings of the Luftwaffe from our VO positions.
And this is the day the Yanks arrive.
Well, we're not here to hold their hands, sir.
Yes, we are, Tully. My orders are to act as liaison officer to the Americans and give them every possible assistance. And what happens? That idiot Bunting gives his entire squadron weekend leave, we've no radar, and there's enemy aircraft somewhere. What are the Americans going to think of us? I'll tell you, they're going to think we're utter chumps. Put a call through to Bunting and his crowd and tell them I want them back here immediately.
Yes, sir.
They don't know how long it'll take to repair the damage, sir.
Wonderful. Thelma, be a good chap. Would you phone around and see if you can't get hold of that American colonel fellow? I think I'd better tell him the good news.
Squadron Leader, you eating, sir?
What? No.
Can I get you something, sir? Fried egg, bacon, black pudding?
No. Nothing. Thank you. Butler. How did last night's reception go? Did everyone enjoy themselves?
Well, you seem to be having a wonderful time, sir. You brought a certain spirit and flair to the occasion. Everybody remarked upon it.
Oh, no. What about Charlie? I didn't upset or offend him, did I?
I couldn't say, sir. After you challenged him to a drinking contest, it was rather difficult to gauge his exact mood, sir.
A drinking contest?
Yes. Apparently, it's an ancient tradition within your squadron, which was started, what? All of a year ago. Needless to say, Master Charles lost. The other members of your squadron carried him from the marquee, holding his unconscious form above their heads in a simple but rather touching ceremony, reminiscent of some long-forgotten Nordic ritual. Simply cried out, I thought, for a longboat and, what, half a dozen Valkyries, and we could have been back at the old Royal Opera House, Vienna. Have you ever seen Wagner's Götterdämmerung, sir?
No.
No, me neither, though I did see Fats Waller once at the Finsbury Park Empire.
What about the bride?
I didn't spot her, sir, but there was rather a large audience.
No, I meant, did I offend her?
Yes. Excuse me, sir, that may be the telephone.
Dear Ma, Pa, and Sister Rosa, as you can tell by this squiggly, scrawly writing, I am no longer on terra firma. That's Air Force talk for the ground. I am, in fact, flying at 8,000 feet on my way to my first posting. For security reasons, I can't tell you where we are heading, but my crewmates and me are all looking forward to having a jolly old time. Yeah, they're intelligent enough to know that means England. Maybe not.
Radio operator to captain.
Couple of minutes, Skip, and we should be able to make radio contact with base.
Okay, Hump. Roger that.
Hump, what's the code word for Woolmer's Heath? Hold it, Gus. It's Eagle's Nest.
You look terrible.
God for that, I thought it was all in my mind. Some of you lot seem to have had too much to drink.
Aye. I was glad when I had enough.
Have you ever thought of what a strange name you've got, Butler?
Sir?
Well, your name's Butler, and you are a butler.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir.
Don't you find that odd?
Not in the least. I once knew a man called Driver, who was indeed a driver, and another young gentleman called Plumber, who for a living plumbed. Oddly enough, you're not the first person to notice the coincidence between my name and my occupation. A short while ago, another gentleman said exactly the same as you. His name was Pratt.
Hey, Cap, is that England?
That's right, Ramez.
That's little old England.
Golly, ain't that something? I've been looking forward to visiting England. It'll be a new experience.
JJ, you've been living back in your daddy's farm in Alabama your entire life. Everything's a new experience to you.
Yeah, things like women.
Hey, I hear the broads in England are really hot.
Yeah? I hear they smell like goats.
Yeah, well, don't listen to rumors, Rayner. We heard we had a first-class crew, and then you showed up.
It's your first time away from home, JJ?
I've been to New Orleans once. How about you, Lenko? You ever traveled?
Oh, sure. It's been all over the New York subway.
Oh, listen to Marco friggin' Polo. What have you ever done, Rayner? Besides goofing off all the way across the Atlantic?
I'll tell you something I didn't do. I didn't sit at the back of the ship all the way from Iceland right to my mommy and my daddy.
Get off my back, or I'll punch you till you're good looking.
Hey, cut it out, you two. We're trying to work up here.
Excuse me, sir. That was a call from your base. Your squadron's leave's been cancelled, sir. You're to return forthwith.
Oh, no. Thank you, Butler. Right. Dougal, get the others together. And be quick about it. Lady Billingham. Good morning. Thank you for yesterday. Lovely ceremony, very moving.
Is that yours?
I believe it is.
But why did you bring it with you?
Well, I need it. It's part of my job.
Who told you you could land on my grounds?
Charlie.
Charlie?
He's your son. He said there's plenty of land, bring the kite.
But why did you have to park the damn thing on my ornamental lawns? Do you realize those lawns were designed by Capability Brown?
No. Please give him my apologies when you next see him.
He's dead.
No. Well, Mustache, there is a war on.
Hey, you guys! Watch him. He might be a spy.
Hands up, partner.
I'm not a spy from Norwich.
Don't shoot, Lacau. I think he's on the level. Hey, buddy, don't worry. We were just kidding.
Command Eagle's Nest. This is Shamrock Leader. Are you receiving? Over.
Command Eagle's Nest. This is Shamrock Leader. Are you receiving? Over.
Try again later.
Colonel Hewitt, Wolmer's Heath.
Colonel, good morning. Group Captain Barker, RAF Engineer here.
I just thought I ought to let you know that a slight problem has cropped up. Unfortunately, the enemy has bombed our radar beacons along the eastern coast.
There's a tip-and-run group of Stokers and Messersmiths. They struck in the early hours of the morning just before dawn. Bloody typical.
Well, do we have any radar in operation?
Well, in a funny old sort of way, no.
Captain, may I remind you that I have an unescorted squadron of flying fortresses in the sky at this very moment. They should be landing here within the hour.
Yes, that's why I thought it best to call.
So where are they now?
Whom?
The Luftwaffe.
Well, we're not sure.
So what do you intend to do about it, Captain? How about sending one of your squadrons up to escort my planes in?
If you could bear with me, Colonel, I've got one of my squadrons on coastal patrol over the English Channel. I thought we might catch the blighters on their way home.
What about your other squadron?
They're at a wedding.
A wedding? They're at a goddamn wedding? Captain, may I respectfully suggest you phone your boys and ask them if they wouldn't mind returning home early from the wedding?
All taken care of, Colonel. They're winging their way home as we speak.
Captain, I have to be honest with you. I'm rather concerned about this situation. Thus far, we have had no radio contact with my squadron.
What are you getting at, old chap?
What I'm getting at, old chap, is where the hell are my planes? That German raiding party may still be in the vicinity. For all we know, they may have ambushed my boys.
Colonel, forgive me, I've a little more experience of enemy tactics than you, and I think it's highly unlikely they'd still be in the area.
At the moment, I'd guess that your flight is somewhere over western England.
And enemy fighters seldom attack in that vicinity, sort of out of their range, don't you know?
Well, thank you for those comforting words, Captain. You'll keep me informed, won't you?
Take it as read, Colonel. Good morning to you, sir.
Schmuck.
Are you real Americans?
Oh, yeah, we're real Americans, okay?
Do you know John Wayne?
He comes around my place all the time. I can't get rid of him.
Why ain't you got no planes?
They're on their way. You hang around, kid. You'll see a sight you'll never forget. We got our first squadron of flying fortresses landing here any time now.
When I'm older, I'm going to fight in the war. I'm going to fly big bombers like Lancasters and Wellingtons.
They're not big. They're itsy-bitsy. Now, the B-17, now that's a big plane. Right, Lacau?
A big bird, all right.
They don't look very big to me.
No, they're not flying fortresses. They're more like Messersmiths. Now, compared to a flying fortress, a Messerschmitt. They're Messersmiths! Sarge, they're crowds!
Enemy aircraft, 6 o'clock! Load that gun, goddammit! Control tower, enemy aircraft incoming! Incoming hostile aircraft!
Sorry, Your Ladyship. She's a bit cold.
I'm sure you know the feeling.
I suppose we should look on the bright side, madam. Could have joined the tank corps.
They've made a real mess of it, haven't they? Makes you want to spit.
You told me the enemy wouldn't still be in the area.
Yes, that's the problem with the Germans. Damned unreliable. I've got a brush in my car if you'd like me to fetch it.
No, I don't want your brush. Keep your damn brush.
Look, Joe, you don't mind if I call you Joe, do you?
Not in the least, but my name's Jack.
Ah, even better. My name's Cyril.
That figures.
Look, Jack, I'm sorry we seem to have got off on rather the wrong foot, but I'd like you to know that I'm only trying to help.
Trying to help? We called for your help 30 minutes ago, but your limey sons of bitches didn't show.
We called for your help 2 years ago, and you've only just arrived. I apologize, Jack. I shouldn't have said that. I spoke with Fighter Command and requested assistance, but unfortunately Jerry's been making quite a few of these hit-and-run attacks up and down the coast, so you see, we've been rather stretched.
What about your Spitfire squadron? They were supposed to be here any minute now.
Yes, I made a few inquiries, and it appears they're traveling back by train.
Train? The goddamn train. They're coming back by train. Woo-woo! So, what happens to my squadron now? Where the hell are they supposed to land? They can't come here, and they can't turn back. They're at the limit of their fuel.
Bear with me, Jack. I spoke with our Air Ministry and your bomber commander, Bushy Park. It's been decided that your squadron will land at RAF Lichmere. You'll be sharing our base, just for the time being.
Your base? Well, I appreciate that, but it's a Spitfire runway. You can't put a flying fortress down on a fighter runway. It's about half a mile too short.
They'll be fine, Jack. They might have to hit their brakes a bit hard. It'll be a challenge for them.
Damn. Well, I suppose it's the best I could hope for under the circumstances.
Could be worse, Jack.
Nah, couldn't.
No, I suppose it couldn't, really.
Hello? Have they gone yet?
They went a long time ago. What are you doing over there?
I was doing my paper round and I fell in that hole.
Come on, son, let's get you cleaned up.
Airman, will you arrange for this small boy to be given a mug of cocoa? And see if you can't get that straightened out as well.
Yes, sir. Come on, son.
Well, Jack, we'd better be getting back to the ops room, see if we can't contact your chaps. Would you like a lift in my car?
No, I'll follow you in the Jeep. Fine.
This is Shamrock Leader to Eagle's Nest. Are you receiving? Over. This is Shamrock Leader to Eagle's Nest. Are you receiving? Over.
Still nothing. They should be picking us up by now. Radio operator, are you sure
we're on the right frequency?
Yes, Skip. Roger that. Gus, you seen the fuel gauges? What do you want to do, Cap? Okay, let's do it.
Riley, give me a heading.
We're going in blind? We got no radio contact.
We got no fuel either. What do you want to do? Fly around for another 30 minutes and put the laws of gravity to the test?
Okay, heading 147.
Message to all planes from leader.
Begin descent now. I repeat, begin
had no radio contact with the base.
Don't worry, JJ. That's normal. So why the hell is the captain going in to land then?
Getting close to our fuel limit. Skipper's made the call. Going in.
It's okay. This same thing happened when I was training in Nevada. We had a B-17 up in the sky. Low storm clouds, almost out of gas. No radio contact due to atmospherics. Their skipper, he made the same call. We're coming down. Everybody was out in the field, praying, cheering, kind of willing her in. Boy, what a fireball that baby made! Whoa! Rainer, shut up!
Yes, sir. Don't let that jerk worry you, JJ. The captain knows what he's doing.
Captain to crew.
Prepare parachutes. Just a precaution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mama.
This is RAF Lichmere calling Shamrock Leader. Are you receiving? Over. This is RAF Lichmere. Please acknowledge. Over. Calling Shamrock Leader.
Lichmere. Are you receiving? Over.
Wait a minute, Cap. We're getting something.
This is RAF Lichmere calling Shamrock Leader. Please acknowledge. Over.
It's a British base. What are the limeys calling us for?
Who the hell cares? RAF Lichmere, this is Captain Webster. We are
Receiving you loud and clear. Over.
Ah, at last. Captain, can you give me your position and course? Over.
Yes, sir. We are flying parallel to the coast at 8,000 feet.
Heading southeast at 230. Our ETA
0900 hours. Over.
Thank you, Captain. Received and understood. Sir, I've made contact with the American squadron. I've got Captain Webster on blue.
Thank you, Tully. Captain, good morning.
Webster, this is Hewitt.
Perhaps it's better if you speak to him, Jack.
Now, put this on C channel. I want everyone to hear.
Now listen carefully, men. You will not, I repeat, not be landing at Warmer's Heath Air Force Base. Now, the reason you will not be landing at Warmer's Heath Air Force Base is because the Warmer's Heath Air Force Base
Is no longer there. In the early hours of this morning, our base was attacked by the Luftwaffe. Now, instead, you'll be landing at RAF Lichmere. You got the data? Have you got the data?
The data? I don't know. Tully, have you got the data?
I'm not sure, sir. What is it, Dada?
I think the Colonel means data.
Yes, of course he means data, Tully, for God's sake.
Yes, sir. I've got it all here.
Thank you, Beryl.
Turn northeast.
heading 035, 20 miles brings you over Lichmere. There are two more important things that I want you to hear.
One, the landing strip at Lichmere was built for British fighters and isn't as long as we'd like it.
So you're going to have to stand on the brakes and throw an anchor out when you come in.
And two, due to some earlier raids along the coast, we have no, I repeat, no radar cover. Now, those enemy planes may still be in the vicinity, so everyone keep a sharp lookout. In normal circumstances, we'd send up a British fighter escort, but they're all busy attending weddings or chasing their asses up and down the English Channel. Good luck. That's all.
Over and out.
That's all. Thank you, sir. Over and out. Okay, boys.
You heard the Colonel.
All crew, stand by for operation.
Keep an eye out, boys. It's the real thing, so watch your asses.
How long to landing?
Oh, shouldn't be long now, Jack. 15 minutes?
Hello, Whiskey Mac. Hello, Whiskey Mac. Are you receiving me? Over. This is Red Raven. I'm at 10,000 feet, just over Norwich, returning to base. Over.
This is Whiskey Mac receiving. Hello, Archie. It's me, Thelma.
Oh, it's Archie. Chase me round the field until I'm tired.
RAF Lichmere, operations room.
Sir, it's Squadron Leader Bunting returning to base on green.
Sir, I have a call for you. It's the Air Ministry.
Right. Get a message through to Bunting and tell him the Walmers Heath base has been bombed. There's no radar in that sector, and there may be enemy aircraft in the area. Oh, and tell him to look out for the American squadron, would you, and escort it in?
I'll handle that, Thelma. Why don't you go and make some tea or knit something practical? Hello, Red Raven. I have a message from the CO.
Now, the radar beacons along the coast are out of action. They were attacked
This morning. The new American air base at Woolmer's Heath has also been bombed.
Let me guess, the Germans?
Well, of course it was the Germans. Who else would it be?
Now, there may still be enemy aircraft in the sector, so the CO wants you on patrol. Have you got that? Over.
Understood. Over.
Over and out. What else was I supposed to tell him?
I haven't a clue, sir. Too busy making tea and dreaming of cardigans.
Tully!
Coming, sir.
And there arrives a lull in that hot race, wherein man doth forever chase, and an air of coolness plays upon his face, and an unwonted calm pervades his breast. And then he thinks he knows the hills where his life rose, and the sea where it goes.
Hello, Whiskey Mac, this is Red Raven. We have enemy aircraft.
Enemy aircraft at 8,000 feet.
Hidden by cloud, heading south. Cannot give numbers or composition. Over.
I'm sorry, sir, I have to go. I have an emergency. Where are they?
Right there. They're going after my boys, Cyril. They're going after my boys.
Please await instructions.
Archie, how many of them are there? Over.
Can't tell, sir. They're hidden by cloud. I think I hit one. Can't confirm, but probably damaged. Over.
Have you made contact with the American squadron yet? Over.
No, sir. Over. American squadron? But they don't arrive for another 2 weeks.
Archie? Say again, please. Over.
Oh, no. Oh, God almighty.
That's what I call service. See if you can raise this frequency.
Hello, Whiskey Mac. About the American squadron. Yes. Well, I have made contact.
Over.
God. Any damage, Archie?
Well, one of them's got a few tiny little holes in it. Pinpricks, really.
Over.
What about the Luftwaffe? Have you made any contact with the enemy yet, Archie?
Well, actually, I think that was all a bit of a false alarm. There are no enemy aircraft in the area. Over.
What does he mean, no enemy aircraft? When my plane just got turned into a tea strainer.
Sorry, Archie, we don't quite understand you, old boy. The American captain reporting being under attack. Over.
Yes. But it wasn't enemy aircraft. It was sort of, in a manner of speaking, me. Over.
He shot my plane?
Archie, why don't you come in now? Sort of land. Perhaps we could have a little chat. Over.
Yes, sir. Over and out.
Hey, little friend. This is your big buddy. We owe you a big one. Over.
Honestly, it was nothing.
Cup of tea, Jack?
Friendly fire. That's what it's called nowadays. One wonders who could have invented such a ludicrously cosmetic term for such lethal mistakes. In the Britain of 1942, these episodes were officially known in the military circles as balls-ups. And sadly, they happened all too often. And not just to the British. These incidents afflicted both of the opposing forces. And the Germans too, I shouldn't wonder.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Safe and sound now.
No damn thanks to the RAF.
Bear with me, old boy. It was an honest mistake, Jack. These things happen. I wouldn't say anything about it if I were you.
Don't say anything? One of your fighters almost destroyed an American bomber and its entire crew, and you expect me to keep quiet about it?
Just until we've had clearance from HQ. You see, in a funny old sort of a way, we have to consider morale. Your chap's going to be sharing this base for quite a while, and we wouldn't want to do anything to upset happy relations, would we?
Son, coughs and sneezes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Group Captain.
Please, call me Cyril.
In the last 2 hours of my life, I have seen my brand new air base destroyed by German Luftwaffe. And then, as an encore, my squadron's been attacked by the British. What goddamn friendly relations? Now, I'm gonna make sure my men are okay, and then the moment he lands, I want to see that screwball. What's his name? Bunting. I want to see Squadron Leader Bunting in my office.
Of course. Would you prefer to use my office?
Why?
Well, in a funny old sort of a way, you haven't got an office. Just until we paint up some of our old building, if you could bear with me for a while.
God damn.
Look, Jack, I realize you didn't relish the prospect of sharing a base with us.
Whatever gave you that idea?
Oh, just the way that every time it's mentioned, your face takes on the pinched expression of a man with a mackerel up his arse. But you see, Jack, this could be a marvelous opportunity for all of us.
How? What? How could this be a marvelous opportunity for all of us?
Well, I don't know, Jack. It'd be like a marriage.
A marriage?
Like a couple getting to know one another, finding out the funny little old things about each other, and eventually coming to know one another that much better.
You're not related to Walt Disney, are you?
Hmm?
Shall I tell you something, Group Captain Barker?
Please, Cyril.
All right, Cyril. Let me be completely honest with you, Cyril. I've only known you for a short while, and I don't like you.
But why?
Oh, it's the little things. Like the way you keep saying, bear with me, and in a funny old sort of way. It's the way you twitch every time someone mentions the Luftwaffe.
I don't.
But you know what really ticks me off? It's that superior, condescending, oh-so-British manner of yours. And I might add, I didn't appreciate the macro line. A marriage? God, if this is a marriage, we're spending the honeymoon with the in-laws. Are you happily married, Cyril?
I was once, Jack.
She walked out on you, huh? Clever woman. Now, your wife, I could get along with.
No, she didn't walk out on me, Jack. She was killed in an air raid on London about a year ago.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault, Jack.
I'll see you and Bunting in your office in 10 minutes.
Right you are, Jack. Forward to it.
Welcome to England.
Thanks.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Maybe later, ma'am.
All right, you are. If you want anything, just call.
Yeah, sure will. Hey, love your accent.
Oh, it's Welsh. I'm not English, you see. I'm Welsh. From Wales. See you again.
Sure thing. Miss? You think I can have that tea now?
Well, shall I fetch it over? Or would you prefer to come and get it?
Oh, I prefer to come and get it any day.
You believe this? We almost been blown to Kingdom Come, and that guy's pecker's on Dame alert.
Yeah.
Bloody F! Bloody F! Would you kindly explain what the hell you thought you were playing at up there? Shut up! And take that ridiculous thing out of your lapel. Come. Thelma.
Yes, sir.
Where's Tully? I ordered him in here half an hour ago.
He's on his way, sir.
Look, don't say a word. I don't want to discuss this until I've heard what Tully has to say. You really let me down badly this time, Bunting.
I've let you down. May I respectfully remind you, sir, that for the last 6 months my squadron has been fighting one man short.
I've asked you to bear with me on the matter. I've given it my most urgent attention. Come.
You wanted to see me, Group?
Close the door, please, Tully. Now, I want to know exactly what happened. Tully. Tully!
Sir?
I meant come in and close the door.
Sorry, Group. Misunderstood.
Sit down, Tully, and bloody well relax.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, Tully. Ian. A short while ago, I asked you to get a radio message to Squadron Leader Bunting. Now, I'd like you to tell me exactly what you said, word for word.
Oh. I told him we had no radar cover because the beacons along the coast had been attacked by the Luftwaffe.
Yes?
And I told him the new American air base had been bombed and was out of action. And I said we thought there may still be enemy aircraft in the vicinity and to keep an eye out for them.
Good. And?
So?
You did tell him we had a squadron of American bombers coming into our area. Well?
I'm almost...
Yes, you did, sir.
Yes, I did, sir.
Well, that'll be all. Get out.
Yes.
Deeply disappointed. You of all people.
Sorry if this has caused you embarrassment, Cyril.
Embarrassment? Good God. What happened to the first rule of a fighter pilot? Look before... Think before you fire. We have to be certain, Archie. We can't go around shooting off willy-nilly at anything that moves.
It's all very well in theory, Cyril, but it's a different matter when you're up there in thick cloud and your life's on the line.
I haven't forgotten. I was your skipper throughout the Battle of Britain. Oh, don't start all that. You can't worm your way out of this with a few salutes. Thanks to you, I've got some toffee-nosed Yankee hard hat leaping around the base like his arse is on fire and a badger's got his nadger. Thank God Colonel Hewitt was here. Bring some common sense to the situation. Come in, Jack, come in. This is Squadron Leader Bunting. My word, Jack, what's happened to you? Look at your trousers. At your hat. Such a nice hat, Jack.
We're at war, Captain. I accept it as an occupational hazard. So, you're the jerk who shot down my plane.
No, sir, I'm the joke who shot at your plane.
Have you any idea the damage you could have caused? Not just to the aircraft, but to my crew as well?
Well, I've a mild notion of what can happen in these situations. I have shot down 19 planes.
Were any of them German?
So I don't have to take these kind of insults.
Jack, as I've tried to explain, it was a mistake, just one of those things.
Okie dokie. I can accept that if the squadron leader can accept that his court-martial is just one of those things.
Court-martial?
You're damn right, sir. I'm sending a report to my headquarters requesting the RAF takes the strongest action possible against you. I don't want them to throw the book at you, son. I want the entire library. The only good thing that came out of this fiasco is that the rest of your pilots are coming back to base by train. Otherwise, they would have wiped out my entire squadron.
Couldn't we have a nice cup of tea and discuss this in a rational way?
Rational? How can you have a rational discussion with a goofball who tried to kill my men?
With respect, Colonel, if I'd tried to kill them, you'd now be on the phone to Washington requesting a new crew and a dozen coffins.
That'll be all, Bunting.
Don't let him railroad you, Cyril.
Get out.
Remember, we were in the same squadron. I've watched your back often enough.
Out!
Sir. Sir.
Would you like me to get Thelma or one of the girls from the laundry to sew your trousers for you, Jack?
No, I would not. I just want to see that jackass's carcass laid out where the vultures can get to it.
Let's not be too hasty, Jack. I can't help thinking of the letter I received this morning from your Major General.
I don't give a damn about any Major General. What Major General?
A chap called Collis. He's in charge of something called public relations. He's flying in from Reykjavik tomorrow. Now, he mentioned something about being a party of American journalists down to see what sort of welcome you received. Kept referring to the folks back home. Lovely phrase, that.
Well, good. I'll tell the engineers not to repair that plane until the press have had a good look at it. See what the folks back home think of that.
Carry on, chaps.
Bear with me, Jack. Major General Collis seemed to think that us sharing a base could be a real public relations coup.
He's got his heart set on presenting quite a cosy little picture of the British and American airmen getting along with each other, brothers in arms, that sort of thing.
It would be such a shame to disappoint him, Jack, especially as I hear he's a rather influential fellow. God knows what he's going to say when he hears you've only been in the country 5 minutes and you're already demanding the court-martial of a Battle of Britain hero.
What other option do I have? The truth is the truth.
Well, normally, Jack, yes, it is, but this is war. I mean, what is the truth? Think about it. There's only 3 people who actually know what happened today. You, me, and Bunting. Everybody else is convinced that there was an enemy attack. Now, my chaps witnessed your squadron execute a very fine display of defensive grouping and precision landing. Your men believed that they were saved from certain doom by a lone British pilot. So what exists, Jack, is a mutual admiration society. They like each other. And Major General Collis is going to be delighted. That is, until you tell him your truth. I hope your superiors aren't like the old Roman generals who used to kill the messenger of bad tidings.
Let me get this straight. You're actually suggesting the 2 commanding officers lie about a near calamity?
Now we're talking, Jack. You see, what do you want? You can have harmony or you can have animosity. You can have goodwill or deep resentment. You can have a happy Major General or a worried Colonel. Now, how about that cup of tea, Jack?
Why not? Even your tea couldn't be worse than the taste I've got in my mouth right now.
Gentlemen! Follow me. Welcome to the Waldorf Astoria. I'm Lieutenant Mays, and I'll be your concierge during your stay here. This is the Lincoln Suite. It was previously occupied by British bomber crews who have all written to say how much they enjoyed their stay here. Why, many of them have written their comments on the walls. We have central heating, Well, it's in the middle of the room. Unfortunately, due to the unforeseen outbreak of World War II, we are no longer able to provide ensuite bathroom facilities. However, there is a well-equipped ablution block a mere 300 yards through the freezing mud. Or you may prefer to follow your predecessors' traditions and take a leak out the window. Should you require room service, just holler. And then keep on dreaming, you sorry-faced saps, because you're in the Air Force now! Now move your asses and get this place tidied up!
You remember the day you walked down to the Army recruiting office to volunteer?
Can't think of nothing else.
Don't you just wish you'd told him to forget it?
Yeah. Think about what we left behind. Our families, homes.
Yeah, I like it.
When true lovers meet in Mayfair, so legends tell.
They were coming at me from the left, but they were coming out of the sun, so I couldn't get a line on them.
From where I was, I couldn't see any German planes.
How many were there?
At least 6. I saw them clearly. Messerschmitt 109s.
Well, I didn't see him, but I sure as hell felt him.
Yeah, same here. When those shells began ripping through our fuselage, well, I never felt anything like it in my life. I almost froze.
A lot of good you're gonna be when we get over Berlin. I wounded 2 of the bastards. I could have got more of them if that limey mother hadn't gotten in the way. I mean, we didn't need his help. My kid's sister could have taken care of those krauts.
Rainer, we got hit once. It almost tore our ship in half.
One more attack like that and we'd have bought the farm. So why don't you just keep that big mouth of yours shut for a few seconds? I'll get the drinks.
Excuse me, honey.
George.
Evening, Skip.
Ah, my prodigal squadron has finally returned. Do. Hopper. Ginger, my friend. Cappy. Young Robbie. Charlie boy. It's good to see you. How are you, Will?
All right. What's wrong?
I've just been so worried about you, that's all. How was your train journey home?
I hate trains.
You must have liked them this time, because it's taken you 7 bloody hours to get here. What happened? Did you take the scenic route?
We got back ages ago, sir. We've just been filling in our logs.
And then Bear with me Barker took us into his office. He wanted to know why the entire squadron was given leave at the same time. We blamed you.
Oh, good.
Well, you were the one who signed our passes.
It's just nice to know you can deal with these difficult questions on your own. I don't want to be an old fussbot, but what's the point of being a squadron leader if you haven't got a squadron to lead?
Oh, with respect, sir. We were returning from leave and we got here as soon as we could. Charlie got married yesterday, and he's given up his honeymoon leave to be here. So don't accuse us of dereliction of duty.
Oh, no, I was only joking. Can I get you a drink?
No. Let me get you one. George.
How was the honeymoon? And all that.
Oh, it was jolly good, Skip.
And is Daphne performing her wifely duties to your satisfaction?
Oh, rather. She made a lovely jelly this morning.
Good.
Talking of this morning, we heard what happened with you and the Yanks.
Yeah.
What? What did you hear?
That Jerry was attacking him and you went in on your own and saved their lives.
Yes, it was something like that. I'd appreciate it if you didn't say too much about it. I don't want those American fellas knowing it was me.
You don't want him to know? Well, I've heard of modesty, but you take the biscuit.
I don't want to fuss.
Whatever you say. Right. We all up for a game of arrows?
Not me, Hopper. I'd like to sit and think for a while.
I don't like these Americans.
Their money's as good as anybody's, hasn't there? And they got more.
And they don't let you forget it either. You know my sister, the one who moved to Yarmouth? She says they got a lot of Yankee soldiers there. She says they walk round in their flashy uniforms like they own the place. They keep coming up offering her chocolates and nylon stockings, thinking they can have their way with her.
I remember your sister. A bag of crisps used to do the trick.
JJ, can you believe this place? This is history, buddy. I bet you $5 Richard the Lionheart hung out here.
You think so?
Oh, sure. I read a book about him when I was a kid. He used to love these old places. Hey, when she finishes this number, we'll ask the singer. I bet she danced with him a few times.
I'll serve this one. What can I get you, gentlemen?
Can we have 2 beers? Please.
Yes, you can. You just wait here and I'll be back in no time at all.
And now a song especially for all our young American friends.
I thought it was getting bad, right? But now
You grab a table, Jack. I'll get us a drink. Whiskey?
Fine.
Archie?
Cyril, let me get you a drink.
That's all right, Archie. I'm getting one for Colonel Hewitt myself.
Is he still going ahead with this court-martial nonsense?
I don't know, Archie. Put it this way, you're still at the crease and the umpire hasn't reached his decision yet.
I think he's warming to me.
Archie, take my advice. Stay clear of him for a while. Remember, these people still eat bears. I saw a rough draft of his report on you this morning. There was saliva on it. Now, why don't you make yourself scarce for a while? I'll put Tully in charge of your squadron. You can go down to the coast or up a mountain. Just go somewhere.
There you are, gentlemen.
Excuse me, ma'am. What are these?
They're ales.
Oh. Hey, Al. Your drinks are here. Can we have 2 beers, please?
2 whiskeys, please, George. Archie, why don't you leave that pint? Go back to your quarters. A walk would do you the world of good.
I got the back outside.
And that's where it's staying, outside. You're walking home. That's an order, Archie.
It's only 200 yards.
Archie, you're already on the verge of a very serious charge. Please don't compound the cock-up by ignoring an order.
Yes, sir. Good night, Cyril. Cyril. And Nipsala.
Good night. Go ahead now. Evening. Late.
Good evening, Colonel. Wonderful to see you again.
It'd be nice if I could say likewise, but I can't.
It is a difficult word, isn't it? Try splitting it up into syllables. Like, wise.
Who the hell do you think you are, sir?
I'll tell you who the hell I think I am, sir. I'm Squadron Leading Blunter. Squadron Leading Hunter. Blunt something. I'm a pilot, sir, and a damn good one. I bid you good night.
Thank you, George.
That bunting guy, does he always drink like that?
Oh, no. He usually has to be carried out.
Doesn't that worry you?
Sometimes, yes. But then I understand him. I understand them all. I mean, look at them, Jack. They're just lads who taught them how to kill before they've learned how to shave. And most of them believe that their next sortie will be their last one, so no, they're not unduly worried about their future health. A drink makes more sense than a pension. Take that incident today. Archie believed that your chaps were being attacked by enemy aircraft. As far as he was concerned, he was a lone fighter facing 10, maybe 15 Messerschmitts.
That's all very well, but...
He still went in, Jack. He still went in. Now, couldn't we pass this whole thing off as an honest mistake? I mean, nobody can prove there weren't enemy planes in the area because our radar was down. Now, you could very easily say that Bunting escorted your squadron home and that'd be an end of it. What do you say, Jack? Eh?
Well, I'll think about it, Cyril. I'm promising nothing.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Bunting may come across as a bit of a wild egg, but I know one thing: if I give that man an order, he will follow it, regardless of the consequences. Of course, he's ex-grammar school, which doesn't help.
Those were the days when we were us. We drank our weak beer and warmed ourselves by the fire of camaraderie. Together we were unbeatable, victorious and immortal. But alone, with just that cold pillow for comfort, we offered up our small thanks. And every night we prayed for the same gift, just one more day. A chance to toast eternity again, a chance to hear our voices celebrating this life. Just one more day.
And you can see the concluding part of Over Here tomorrow night at 9:10.